This was the opening of the historic 2012 Night of the Jumps premiere in China. It was at the International Sports Arena in Guangzhou, which was originally built for the 2010 Asia Games and is the third largest in China, just behind the arenas in Beijing and Shanghai. Guangzhou, often known as Canton, is one of the 5 biggest cities in China, with about 12 million people living in the urban area. It's part of one of the biggest city clusters in the world, containing about 120 million people. It's located in the south of China, approximately 80 kilometers northwest of Hong Kong. Surrounded by mountains and facing the sea, favorable geographical conditions have provided abundant resources necessary for diversified food varieties. The rich assortment of fruit and animal resources from the mountains, along with marine and freshwater products, contribute to an abundant selection of the local food. These experiences and the way in which the Chinese solved each and every problem faced with such a premiere were really different for us as Western Europeans. However, one thing was for sure: the Chinese were hospitable and excited about the Night of the Jumps. Here, the local motocross club gave us a hearty welcome in front of the arena. Of course, they know all of the Night of the Jumps pros and were trying to get as many autographs as they could. They have their own motocross track, and a few of them have even started setting up freestyle ramps.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah! Turn up, baby, pretty garbage. I smell money wherever you are. I wanna fuck you down. I think you're beautiful. Yes, I still live alone. Jump up, I gotta go. I think you are the best. Why don't you get more cash and make my big smile ass? I wanna fuck you down.
It was the first stop after a 3-month summer break, and everybody was excited to be in China and hot to show some progression. A very important stop for the 2012 World Championship title, because it hosted rounds 8 and 9 with just 2 more rounds to follow. The Chinese stop could become the preliminary decision for the tour.
Like you are, little girl. Dirty, violent, dead. I wanna fuck you down. I think you're beautiful. Yes, I still live alone.
Brice Itzo and David Rinaldo were in a great battle for the 3rd overall place, with the better ending for the new school ramp kid David. He finished both nights in front of his French rival. The main battle for the overall was between Libor Podmal and Remy Bissoir, with Remy leading the pack, but 2 guys spiced up this fight with their comebacks. Spaniard Michael Malero stepped back into the game with an impressive double grab backflip during his qualifying runs, underlining his claim for one of the top spots in Guangzhou. Second on the comeback trail in China was Josh Xian, the Australian beast. He had a long injury break, but his last appearance on the tour ended up with an impressive run, winning 4 rounds in a row in 2011. In China, he managed to win qualification on day 2. Would he be able to take the victory home? We'll see later. The traditional pit party was very different than at the European stops because it wasn't a public domain, but only accessible to VIPs and members of the Motocross Federation. Nevertheless, everyone was interested in the secrets of freestyle motocross riding, and there were plenty of translators to break the language barrier. The riders also had the honor to sign into the Golden Book of Guangzhou, which should bring luck for the upcoming final.
Well, I'm the demon in the chance you take. I'm the shadow in the moves you make. You come around crying a blue streak.
The finals in Guangzhou featured the battle of the favorites, but Libor had a few minor mistakes during qualification, which forced him to ride third. As we know him though, he was way more focused and pushed by the crowd during his final run.
But I just can't escape my fear and where it takes me to be the other guy.
On day one, he finished third behind Bizarre and Malero, and so he had to throw everything he had into the air to catch up to Remy, who extended his overall lead even more. Libor going for the double up, and it's his underflip Indy. No one can do it like he can, and it's great. But even if Libor stepped up his game from yesterday and took the lead from Frenchman David Ronaldo, the guys who finished ahead of him in the qualification round were able to step it up as well. After a close to perfect run, Michael nails his marvelous double grab backflip on the Chinese track again. He has it back after crashing it at the Berlin stop in March. He was exhausted, but he beat Libor with this trick. Now it was up to the current overall leader, Remy Bizarre. Would he be able to extend his lead even further? Remy rode like a machine throughout the entire weekend. He didn't make any mistakes, rode clean, and left no doubt about it. He wants his third title this year. His double up for the 2012 series? Heart attack flip. Completely extended, picture perfect once again. The Frenchman took the lead from Michael Malero and extended the overall gap to Libor. And of course, he wants today's victory as well. There was just the qualification winner, Josh Sheehan, remaining. The Australian beast was on fire and pulled out all his big tricks. With the exception of this lazy boy flip, which he almost crashed, his run was stellar. Did that give away today's victory? The decision. Yes, unfortunately it did. Remy is unbeatable. The Frenchman wins the second night as well in Guangzhou. Michael Malero takes second, Libor Podmal in third. The same podium as on day one. Josh slipped down to fourth place. The night of the Jump's premiere in Guangzhou, China was a great success. Everybody went home with a lot of new impressions and, of course, with the friendly and hospitable Chinese people in mind. The Night of the Jumps will return to China in 2013 with 2 stops to come. First one in Beijing in the middle of August, and the second one at the end of November in Yibin in the southwest of the country. Looking forward to an exciting 2013 China trip. Thanks for watching.